What is going on, guys? This is NLW bringing you another discussion video tonight. Before I get started, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit up the notification bell so you guys can get notifications when I upload videos or whenever I post on like community or whatever. Check out my YouTube videos. I have playlists. Follow me on Twitter at Rising Flame 2011. And be sure to do everything you said. It does help a lot. I always appreciate the support and feedback. This is my fourth video today, and this one's going to be a good one, of course. Nothing bad, but this one's going to be interesting because this series I usually only talk about in my gaming videos, my Let's Play stuff, but not the case tonight. It is about Gran Turismo, and I really have never made a discussion video about Gran Turismo at all on this channel. I know I'm starting to pack in discussion videos, but I think this one will fit a little more importantly because, you know, it's Gran Turismo. It's like my favorite video game series of all time, unless when you got a character that you love, like Victini, so much that it's just as good as Gran Turismo, then you know things are going down. But in all seriousness, this Gran Turismo video is going to be not a Let's Play video, of course, because I'm in my bedroom. But it's going to be about the retirement situation here. Now I'll explain why I am making this decision. But I just want to say foremost that Gran Turismo is my favorite racing video game series of all time, and no other racing game series has particularly come close to taking that over from me. Yeah, Mario Kart is super fun, and Forza's fun, but Gran Turismo is just something that I just have naturally loved since I was just a wee little kid. You know, since I was like 2 or 3 years old. I've been playing racing games in general for about 21 years or so. Or no, 19, I mean. If I was 21, I would be 24. But no, this would be about 19 years. But it is fun, and if you have never played Gran Turismo, I would highly recommend getting a game of some sort, whether if it's an old school game like GT2, or whether if it's a newer game like Gran Turismo 7. Highly would recommend it. Probably don't get GT Sport because, yeah, it's part of Gran Turismo. It's part of something I love. It's a game I've beaten 2 times, but it's just not very exciting to me as much as when it first came out. When I first played and won all my online races by almost a little over 20 wins in online, so, you know, I would love to get to do GT7 online at some point, but I can't because I'm really having a difficult time getting a job because everybody is wanting to turn me down. And if I was able to get the money, I would get PlayStation Plus so I could race online against other people on Gran Turismo 7. But unfortunately, that's not the case because I'm still stuck without a job because businesses apparently don't want to take me, even though that they're complaining that they're hiring. But Gran Turismo has brought a lot of enjoyment in my life. When you think of a video game, you really wouldn't think it would bring much excitement into your life, you know. Most things would be like graduating high school, medaling in a sport, you know, winning a championship, you know, making a lot of friends, getting a job, you know, doing all sorts of stuff. But to me, video games is something that I really have enjoyed over my lifetime, and Gran Turismo is most certainly one of those that I just never can get away from it. And you know, it's difficult to leave a game like Gran Turismo behind because it's something that I've always have enjoyed. You know, I've played against my friends before. I've shared a lot of amazing memories with my friends. You know, I've one time VC'd with my friends back in 2020 when I beat Gran Turismo 3 for my very first time ever, and I only beat it in just 13 days. That is impressive for as long of a game as it is. You know, Gran Turismo 3 is no easy game. It is hard in some circumstances. Obviously, I make it look very easy because I win all the time and I never lose. But that's not what it's about for me. It's about the memories, the times that I've shared with my friends, and how it all first began for me. You know, my family may not care about it as much as my friends, but I care a lot about it because it's something that means so much to me. GT is going to be one of those games that I'm going to miss when I retire it completely. You know, the GT games that I haven't retired are 3, 6, and 7. I rated Sport because I'm never going back to it. GT4 and 5 have been retired already. GT4 being one of the biggest successes of my video game career, really, of playing them. You know, beating it 5 times, winning 15 24-hour races in that game altogether, 5 Formula GT World Championships. Those championships take at least 2 days each, so in total, I was racing for 10 days together. Same with the 24-hour races. If you really look at it, I was racing those for at least 30 days all together. That's an entire month's work of racing. It's incredible what I was able to do in the games. I haven't retired GT3 yet because, as you guys know, my Let's Play and my final playthrough, both of which are close to being done. My Let's Play is over 80%. I don't remember how much my final playthrough is, but I am in Professional League. I haven't done any endurance. Well, I've done one endurance. No, two endurances in GT3, my final playthrough, the Trial Mountain endurance with the Elise 190, and then the Super Speedway endurance with the Lotus Esprit VASE. I haven't done any in my actual Let's Play yet on my channel here, but we're getting close, and we are about 50% done with the Professional League already. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Maybe I said I was going to do the 4-wheel drive challenge. The 4-wheel drive challenge will be up next, as I mentioned in that video of the Tuscan challenge, and then it's going to be the most painful series in the entire game. The freaking Fitz race. Everyone hates that series, and I am one of those people. It's not the first 2 races, it's the last 3 races. Freaking test course, Route 11 reverse, and then Grand Valley reverse. The 3 longest tracks in the entire game are the last 3 races in that championship. The other 2 being Rome reverse being the first race, and Laguna Seca being the second race. Why did Polyphony need to have those 3 races there? It's too much of a pain. Each race in those last 3 races probably take up more than over an hour of the championship. It's not even close. Like, those 3 races are just so long. If it was with a race car, it wouldn't be so bad, but we're talking Toyota Vitzes here, man. Toyota freaking Vitzes. But that'll be after the 4-wheel drive challenge. There is a good prize car in there that I could use for the Polyphony Digital Cup, and maybe for the All Japan GT Championship if I'm lucky enough to get it. I don't know if I'm going to, but there's also another car in there that I will be glad to take. So there's a 3 out of 4 chance I'm going to get a car that I will want at some point. So I am very much not looking forward to the Vince race when I get there. So now I'm going to talk about why I am decided to retire GT as a whole. Well, for one, I feel like there's nothing left for me to do. I want to get GT1 and GT2 because I've never played the first GT game. I have played Gran Turismo 2, but I was terrible at it, and I want to make up for it and get it again so I can try it again and 100% it, of course. But retiring Gran Turismo as a whole is going to be very hard for me because, like I've said earlier in the video, it's something I've loved since I was just a wee little kid. It's difficult to pass up. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, honestly. But, I feel like I've done everything that I've been able to. All the championships that I've won, all the endurance races I've won, all the 24-hour races I've won, the online wins that I've been able to put up, the amount of race wins that I have. It's astounding how many race wins I really have. It's gonna be something I'm gonna miss. I'm still gonna talk about it all the time. I may not play it anymore, but I'm still gonna talk about it because it's what I love. Gran Turismo as a whole is just, it's a racing series or video game series that is as good as it is. You may not see a series like it ever again because it's that good. I've already have mentioned about the retirement stuff, and one of my dear friends of mine who's big into racing like me knows about that I'm retiring Gran Turismo as a whole when I'm all done with it. And I know I don't have any world championships or FIA related stuff, or not the top 3 in the world for a country of the United States or whatever. You know what? That doesn't bother me because I don't need to do all that stuff to be recognized as a fantastic player. It's like Smash Bros, but Smash Bros is completely different. I want to win championships on that someday. Local and regional tournaments, I would love to win and attempt. I think I could definitely do that. I got a lot of confidence in myself, and I have a friend who backs me up, who's backed me up and would wish me the best of luck in those. But the biggest reason why I am retiring Gran Turismo when I'm all done with it as a whole is the win total. Now, as crazy as it sounds, I've beaten GT3 12 times. I've beaten Gran Turismo 4 or 5 times. I've beaten Gran 5, 6, and Sport 2 times. I'm currently working on my Let's Play, which will be to 3. I've beaten Gran Turismo 7 once. I've beaten every Gran Turismo game that I've pretty much have touched. Whether if it was I was a little kid or it is now. But the biggest thing is the win total. And it's astoundingly high. It's something that I'm sure nobody saw coming. But the win total is the biggest reason why I'm retiring from GT as a whole. It's not because I want to stop playing it. It's because it's the win count. Like, there's I've won like everything there is in the entire franchise. Like, there is literally nothing left for me to do. I mean, I could play a Gran Turismo game just for fun, and I could still try and beat it without even trying. You know, if I do play Gran Turismo, it's only going to be for arcade. It's not going to be to try and 100% a data again. But the win total is most likely going to hit 10,000 by the time I'm done. Because I got my playthrough on GT6 and GT3 and my final playthrough on Gran Turismo 3. You know, there's still a lot of races left for me to win. And there is my Let's Play that I have not even added up any wins yet. But that will be until I am done with the game. Obviously excluding arcade races because I'm not counting those, even though in GT3 they count as game completion. The win count is between 9,300 to 9,400 wins right now. I don't remember the exact number, but it's somewhere in the middle of that. If not, it's a little higher than 9,400. But it's amazing how I've been able to reach that milestone, you know? Something that I don't think any GT player has ever done. I could be going for something that no one in the world has even come close to doing. And that's reaching 10K in wins. In one of the best franchises in the entire world of Gran Turismo. And how popular it is. You know. Who cares about championships? Who cares about competing for being the best player in the world? That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is I've had a lot of fun playing the game. I've shared a lot of memories and moments with my friends. And I have accomplished so much in just a 4-year span. Right now I'm averaging of beating GT3 3 times a year. Now when we get to 14, we should get there before the end of the year. That is going to be over 4 times. It's going to be over 4 times. Most likely. If not, maybe higher. Let's see. Excuse me while I'm doing this. Okay, never mind. Screw math right now. It's not about math. I'll do it later. But yeah, it's sad to see me say that I'm retiring from GT. But I've been playing the series since I was just like 3 years old, which was back in 2005. You know, it's been a heck of a journey, and I've appreciated all the support that I've gotten from everybody. You know, it really does help, and it gives me a lot of emotional boost and support to get me through it. I mean, some of those races really take a toll on me, which is another big reason why I'm retiring from GT. You know, the 24-hour races, those Formula GT championships, you know, those things really trained me. You know, like, you could just tell that once I got to the halfway point into the second day of each of those races and championships, that I just wanted to be done. So I could just do whatever else I wanted to do, whether it was play more games, record, sleep, spend family time, watch TV, go outside for a walk. You know, I even did some walks while I was doing a 24-hour race or a Formula GT championship. I did that. You know, I took time away from the game to go out in the early morning periods at about 7 to 8 a.m. every morning to go outside, get a walk, be away from the game for a bit of time just to relieve a little bit of stress, and then just come back fresh. Make sure my fingers are not hurting because my thumbs were always sore afterwards. Like 24-hour races may look like may look like nothing to another person, but when you really are doing one, you will feel drained after you complete one. Is it worth completing one? Absolutely. I've done 24 of them. Call me crazy, but I really have. And I've won a lot of Formula GT World Championships and GT Championships as well. You know, it's a lot of work. I've done 17 Formula GT Championships as a whole, 5 being GT World ones, and 12 being GT Championships. Obviously, in GT4, it's called GT World Championship, but in GT3, it's just called GT Championship. But I did complete the one in Gran Turismo 5 for the very first time. I gotta say, A-speccing it was actually much harder than B-spec, and B-spec in GT5 is annoying because you are commanding your driver and you're the crew chief. Yet sometimes when I'm A-speccing races, does not matter what Gran Turismo game it is, I feel like I'm my own crew chief. Like I always am telling myself what to do next and what kind of moves I need to make. You know, even in the last GT3 video that I made that I haven't uploaded yet, in the Tuscan Challenge at Test Course, what you were hearing me talking so much about the passing maneuvers, I was basically crew chiefing myself in that moment. You know, it's amazing how well I can do, and I'm very proud of it. And I have come a long way in Gran Turismo, knowing a series that I never thought I could come close to beating in any game. I feel like I've solidified myself as one of the greatest GT players ever, minus FIA stuff. Obviously, I'm not, because I've never won a championship in my lifetime, but I don't care about that. I care about sharing moments with my friends and being successful and doing the best that I can. I tell you, some of those races that I did, even like the Tsukuba 9 hour, the very first time I did the Tsukuba 9 hour in GT4, I went all 9 hours. I took 0 breaks and did it all in 9 hours. No food breaks, no bathroom breaks, no drink breaks, no going out for walks, no, nothing. I didn't even go upstairs for 30 seconds. I wanted to get it done. I mean, I'm not a fan of Tsukuba, but doing 9 hours straight on one of the most boring tracks that you could race an endurance on, being a 1.21 mile track, you know, doing 9 hours straight, it was not easy to do. And when I told my friends about it, they were really surprised that I was able to do it, you know. It's just crazy stuff like that makes me feel like I'm such a great player, and, you know, always open for a challenge from anyone, even any one of you guys, you know. Want to challenge me, you know, good luck. I'm not an easy person to beat, you know. I don't give up easy, and I love a good challenge. I will always put in my 100% best efforts that I can. You know, I feel so good about myself. I feel so talented. You know, most people would not look at me and say, "You've won a 24-hour race before in a video game?" But be like, "Yeah, I have." You know, it's something that not everybody can say they've done before. And as crazy as it sounds, I actually looked up the manufacturer with the most 24-hour race wins in the history of motorsports. being Porsche, no surprise. They're like one of the best. 19 24-hour race wins. How many do I have? 24. I have more 24-hour race wins than the leading manufacturer in motorsports in real life does have with 24-hour races. It just shows you how dedicated I am. And even in Gran Turismo 3, I've done the Trial Mountain and Rome 2-hour races so many times that they have added up to over 24 hours worth of time. That just goes to show how much dedication I have had for GT. And, you know, it's going to be something that I'm going to miss. You know, like I said, it's going to be something I'm still going to talk about, share my thoughts about. You know, it's still something that I'll play, but mainly just arcade, nothing for 100%ing. You know, it's just too good of a series to pass up, and I don't want to ever get rid of it. So, you know, I haven't touched GT4 since I last beat it. You know, I haven't touched GT5 since I beat it. So, I mean, does not mean that I'll go back and play some arcade and just have a little fun. You know, just having a good old time, you know. It's... GT is just something that is never going to be gone from me. You know, it's always going to be something I'm going to think about. And, you know, if there's a Gran Turismo 8, I'll be down to try that too, you know. I have a feeling there's going to be a GT8, but I haven't heard any announcements yet. It's still updating Gran Turismo 7, and GT7 has honestly become a better, much better game than when it first started out to be. It really has. At first, it was unplayable, but now it is much more fun. I've had Grand Valley, Deep Forest, you know, Trial Mountain, Eiger Nordwand, you know, those 4 tracks coming back, High Speed Ring, you know, Laguna Seca, Daytona coming back, you know, those were big hit tracks that a lot of people wanted to see back, and I'm glad they're back. I obviously want to see Apricot Hill, my favorite racetrack in all of GT. I would love to see that racetrack come back. It would really make it feel so much better. Although I do think the Asia Pacific sections, I think, could use a little more tracks. I think, you know, Motegi would be cool to see come back. Would be down to see that. You know, wouldn't mind it. You know, Motegi's not a bad track, but it's not a great track. I'd say it's about 50-50 for me. You know, this is a very challenging track to master. But that's really all I have about GT, you know. If you guys' thoughts about GT, you know, if you've played it before, you know, feel free to tell me how it is for you. Your thoughts on me retiring GT. You know, it's gonna be a game series that I will miss playing a lot of, but it's never something that is fully going to leave me. It's always gonna be something I'm just gonna flat out enjoy. GT is the biggest joy in my world, in my life, excluding Victini, because Victini is equal with Gran Turismo as at the time of this recording, and has been for the last couple, about maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So it is hard for me to not think about letting the game go, but all things must come to an end. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit up that notification bell so you guys can get notifications when I upload new videos, and whatever in the community section. Check out my other YouTube videos. I have playlists. Follow me on Twitter at RisingFlame2011. And be sure to have everything I said. It does help out a lot. I always appreciate support and feedback. So, with that, this is NLW saying, catch you guys in the next one.